when you made this, the idea of remaking a TV show wasn't, there have been a few examples, Twilight Zone, the movie, things like that, but it was not as common as it is now. How did you feel about that going in, knowing you were taking this older show and updating it to the present day?
Well, I never really followed The Fugitive as a in the '60s as a kid in the streets of Chicago during the convention and stuff. I don't think Harrison Ford or Tommy Lee Jones or I were watching The Fugitive. We were doing other things in the '60s. But the basic concept of the unjustly accused man is a great story, and it's based upon, Les Miserables. So that was what really, and the fact that I had just done Under Siege for Warner Brothers, and they were very supportive of me at that moment, and I had this incredible star wanted to be in the movie, and and there was something I could do with it possibly, that and I had to basically figure out how to make the script work for me and for the movie, and so that's how I got involved.
Harrison Ford, I mean, certainly one of his appeals as an action star is he has this very sort of everyman appeal, even though his heroes are always somehow larger than life at the same time. And I think in The Fugitive, he's at his one of his most grounded. It's one of his most grounded and sort of desperate performances. What did you talk about with him in terms of how to shape the character? What kind of directions would you give him?
Well, I didn't tell him how to shape the character. He basically said, "I'm going to figure out how to be a Chicago doctor." Mm-hmm. Vascular surgeon, and it was a combination of meeting some doctors and being and spending time with some real doctors. One of them specifically was a guy named Bruce Squirts, who was the head of vascular surgery at the University of Chicago, who helped us work our way and get us into operating rooms. I just saw a picture the other day of the whole crew scrubbed and made available to shoot during a real operation next door. And so Harrison's a very bright guy. He knew how to become that character. And the beard and then shaving the beard off and all that stuff was part of his evolution as this character. But Harrison, Tommy got a lot of attention because of what he did and won the award and everything. But Harrison did a great job. I mean, he did a really great job as an actor. I think it's his best role, playing this real character. And the emotion he brings to it is profound.
Did you have to convince the studio on Tommy Lee Jones, or were they on board once you suggested?
He was in the biggest hit they had that fall.
Right. So they're like, okay.
Harrison took a little convincing, but it worked out fine.
Okay. Oh, interesting. Did he have someone else in mind, or why did he?
No, I just thought, Tommy's a powerful actor. I don't want to be in the shadow, and he wasn't. That's why it's so great, because they're so together back and forth in the movie. It had an appeal to older people who love the TV show. Mm-hmm. It had a classic storyline, and it could be appreciated by younger people just because of the pace and the action, and it had a lot of heart,